This couple dropped by to visit the owner of this house, a retired pilot and engineer. He once rescued this retired plane that was destined for the scrap heap. Instead of letting it go to waste, the old pilot brought it to his own property. Now he gives tours to visitors, and during the summer, musical bands also perform concerts here. When you think of the UK, what probably comes to mind is the double-decker bus. But this particular one isn't quite ordinary. It's not packed with seats and crowds of people, but rather has an area for comfortable relaxation inside. Downstairs, you'll find the kitchen and dining area. While upstairs is a cozy bedroom. As you can see, you don't have to worry. This bus isn't going anywhere. American forest rangers typically live in such lookout towers. Waking up to local views from the window must be absolutely incredible. Where do you think they park around here? Even though it seems out of place, this mansion is indeed located in an Indian city. This can really blow your mind. An Indian billionaire built yet another skyscraper and then decided he needed solitude in the heart of the metropolis, so he built himself a mansion at the top. Oddly enough, this led to accusations of fraud. But what an unusual monument to greed. You can't live your whole life in this overwater bungalow, unfortunately, but it's a perfect place to unwind for a while. Imagine sleeping in the bedroom on the lower level, completely submerged underwater. This is going to be a night you'll remember forever. Sure, the fluorescent fish might be a bit distracting, but they're not something you really mind. This bungalow is a favorite spot for many marine creatures, making it easy to observe them up close. The house is just 250 meters from the beach, ensuring a sense of privacy. During the day, you can sunbathe on the rooftop, and at night, you can enjoy the starry sky in all its glory, without any interference from city lights. A British businessman named Angelo fulfilled the dream of the Neanderthal. After he got a serious diagnosis, he decided to change his life and build a dream home inside a cave that is about 230 million years old. Even though Angelo turned a cave into a modern home with all the comforts, he stuck to using natural materials for the interior. Spending your evenings on a veranda like this is pure joy. This house feels more like an amusement park attraction. It's not quite a typical home, though you can actually live there. Each of the two residents has a workspace, kitchen, balcony, and a shared bathroom. But it's also an art installation created by two artists who call it home. The house is positioned on a single concrete column, allowing it to move with the wind and as residents come and go. You'd think it's impossible to sleep in a house like that, but artists say they managed it with no problems. They didn't feel any shaking whatsoever. Staying in this house is like being aboard a ship. If prisons existed in the Stone Age, they might look like this. In reality, this bulky, somewhat awkward building is a house in Portugal built by engineer Victor Rodriguez in the last century. The artist wanted to build an eco-friendly home, so that's why there are so many wind turbines nearby. Later, he moved out with his family, and the house became a tourist attraction. The house doesn't have modern amenities like electric gadgets. It's all made from natural materials, which only adds to the charm. At first glance, just an ordinary room. But there's more to it than meets the eye. Yes, it's a house that's completely submerged underwater. Looking out the window, it's tough to figure out what to wear for the weather. You wouldn't believe the problems the tenants have. Did you see what happened in the bag of chips? I wonder what it's like when guests swim over. I meant come over to this house. You've probably seen huge concrete pipes at construction sites, but have you ever thought that they could be turned into homes? Why not? Located in Hong Kong, this house was designed by a local architect to address the housing crisis. It's a temporary place for people to stay until they find something better. What's interesting is that it's 4 times larger than the usual cramped homes locals are used to. Even though this house is quite small, it weighs 22 tons and includes everything you need: a bathroom, a kitchen, and a sleeping area. This guy got inspired by the project and decided to build something similar for his summer retreat. He even made all the necessary furniture, including a table and a chair. Together, the couple decorated both the interior and exterior, turning the house into a work of art. This is what they ended up with. They're planning to start a business producing these kind of houses. What do you think? Would you buy one? This house is like a childhood dream come true. Who wouldn't want a full-fledged playroom right under the roof? And it's a hidden one, too. But that's not all. There's also a cozy home theater. Imagine the awesome parties you could throw here, though the owner might not be too thrilled about the electricity bills. Some people want to live by the sea, but for others, that's not enough. Some dream of living right on the sea itself. What makes this house remarkable isn't just its location and trendy design. It's the fact that its ground floor is entirely submerged underwater. Here's how a fisherman's dream home is coming together. That house will definitely cost a pretty penny, but at least you can save on the aquarium. The owner of this house needs both a personal driver and a ship captain. Architects often think of creative ways to use ordinary things. Right now, you're watching the construction of a hotel. What materials do you think they're using? This is an old harbor crane. It had fallen into disrepair before Dutch architects decided to give it a second life as a stylish hotel. Guests at the hotel can spend the night at 50 meters above ground and enjoy stunning aerial views of the city. The rooms have everything you need. What makes the hotel unusual isn't just its past life, but also the fact that it's mobile. It can be dismantled and relocated without much trouble. Besides its unconventional modern design, what sets the hotel apart is the opportunity to soak in a jacuzzi on the rooftop and even give bungee jumping a shot. You don't have to climb stairs on the crane. There's an elevator, of course. After humankind abandoned the caves for cozy homes, it's hard to get them back there. Unless the cave looks like this. This serene sanctuary is found in Greece. Light wells provide enough natural light indoors, and there are also thoughtful natural ventilation and rainwater collection systems. This mansion is hidden in the Cape for a reason. This is how the architect shielded the house from the local gusty winds. Take a look at this villa. Do you notice anything unusual? Maybe that ventilation system sticking out of the ground gives you a hint. Yep, underneath there's a whole other house. It was built back in the 1970s as a bomb shelter. That's why the owner decided to recreate the world above. The walls are painted with natural landscapes. Trees are growing, and the lighting simulates the time of day. So even underground, you can admire the sunset. The owner also took care of entertainment. There's a dance floor, golf, and a grill. There's even a guest house. People have come up with all sorts of ways to enjoy luxury camping in nature. Believe it or not, this train kitchen car from World War II serves as an Airbnb now. While it appears authentic on the outside, the inside has seen many changes since then. It's beautifully decorated. The carriage offers all the comforts to escape the city rush. But you don't have to stay inside, because there's beautiful nature nearby. No, this isn't an alternate ending to the movie Up. This unique architectural landmark is located in San Diego. Visitors often feel like they're on the verge of falling when they step inside.
Hello.
Hello. I haven't asked him for
When strolling through the forest, you definitely wouldn't expect to come across a bright yellow submarine nestled among the trees. but Beatles fans would be thrilled to find a cozy little home inside. Yes, this tiny sub has everything for a comfortable stay. A kitchen, bathroom, and sleeping quarters. A New Zealand couple designed this unusual house to test their creativity and create something fun for their guests. Yes, you can rent this house and feel like a sea adventure. The submarine is not a real one. It's made from an old grain silo, which really highlights the creativity of its makers. Imagine you're driving down a busy highway, and suddenly there's a house right in the middle of the road. In China, this isn't all that surprising. The people in these homes won't leave because they feel the compensation they're being offered is inadequate. The government ended up building roads right around them. Living in that house must make it hard to get a good night's sleep. Today, it's hard to surprise anyone with capsule hotels, unless we're talking about one located at 4,000 meters above sea level. That's exactly what they've built on Mount Elbrus, the highest peak in Europe. Having a dinner with such a view outside surely makes the meal much more pleasant. If hiking fans had to decide between a tent and such a level of comfort, they would definitely choose the latter. One thing you definitely wouldn't expect to find in the forest is a mirror. And even more surprising, a house covered in mirrors. It gives off a magical and surreal vibe in the middle of the woods. According to the creators, this design choice helps the house blend into its surroundings, making it easier for people to connect with nature and relax. Though it must be tough to find a house like that in winter. If you've ever pitched a tent in windy weather, you'd probably wish it was more stable. Check this out. It's not your typical camping tent. It's military grade. It can handle any weather conditions, and even fire. Moving is easier than you think. Check it out. This guy only needs a couple of taps. This walking home draws inspiration from traditional nomadic culture and modern design. The creators believe it will help people reduce their impact on the environment. It features solar panels, wind turbines, and a system for collecting and heating rainwater, making it perfect for any eco-enthusiast. Would you live in something like this to help the planet? Share your thoughts in the comments. I think this house will teach you not to judge a book by its cover. This must be a way to dodge taxes. At first, it's a bit hard to figure out what's going on here, but it's a real transformer house that you can easily take with you. Inside, it's just impressive. Unlike other trailer homes, it's much larger. This is what it looks like at the production site. This house would definitely turn heads at a countryside picnic. People all over the world find their own solutions to small plots. Some build narrow homes like this one. Just look at this room. I don't think it's empty because no one lives here, but simply because it's impossible to fit any furniture inside. Even two friends meeting up here would turn into a crowded party. You might feel claustrophobic just from watching a video shot inside this house. Living in it would be completely out of the question. It's the brainchild of a French artist, stretching 15 meters long and a mere 1.3 meters wide. Hit the like button if you'd lived there just to know what it feels like. This house feels like something out of a dystopian nightmare. There's no hiding from prying eyes. On the other hand, to let your neighbor know that drilling on a weekend isn't the best idea, all you need to do is give them a nasty look through the wall. In China, they've built a unique housing complex. As some people work to uncover the secrets of Egypt's pyramids, others are using those ancient techniques in modern ways. Honestly, these buildings look like they're made out of Lego blocks, though the architects say they were inspired by Chinese rice fields. This house looks like something Martian colonists would live in. It has the aesthetic of the best sci-fi movies. With a house like this, you'd feel like an astronaut even on Earth. You probably know about the traditional homes of northern peoples, igloos. Well, this is their upgraded version. It's amazing that the windows here aren't made of glass. They're real ice. You won't believe your eyes. There are actually houses like this. However, people often end up in legal trouble because docks aren't meant for living. So they have to sail away. Even though it looks present day, this house dates back to the 1960s. It resembles something between a UFO and a carousel. Every room here offers a 360-degree view. If this house were taller, it could serve as a lighthouse. If you love being close to the water, there's just the thing for you. There's a company that designs these floating houses. They can accommodate up to 4 people. And best of all, no neighbors. You can only live in a house like that if you don't get seasick. This house is simply perfect for those who love solitude. It looks great, don't you think? It was built back in the 60s by a couple of swimmers who needed a retreat. It's been destroyed by water 7 times already, but they've rebuilt it each time. This house is definitely worth it. This guy decided to challenge himself by building a house inside a skip bin like this. He decided to live like that for a whole year. Here's how he moved house, literally. It's surprisingly cozy inside. You wouldn't guess it's a dumpster. This is what a typical morning is like for this guy. This project was his way of bringing attention to the housing crisis in London. Do you think he managed to do that? Do you like steampunk aesthetics? If so, you'll probably love this DIY project. It's really authentic. The only thing missing is a couple of steam bursts shooting out of the pipes. Naturally, the house isn't designed for living. Instead, its owners mainly use it for parades, festivals, and also give tours to visitors. Here's another unique construction from China. This bridge is home to a whole small town. If they let kids play tag here, it's only with safety measures. Imagine the pranks you could pull on guests with a house like that. Just picture the reactions when this house suddenly starts spinning in the middle of a party. What's interesting is that one part of the house doesn't rotate with it, but always stays facing the river.